I'm Mike Carlin, right here on 97.3 ESPN. It's a rainy, dreary Saturday, but in the locker room, it's bright and sunny, Mike Carlin.
It's a basketball day.
And welcome back into the studio.
Oh, it's good to be
We
back.
missed you last couple weeks. I had the young cats, the young guys, the youth movement in here.
Not Thundercats here.
No, it was good. A couple weeks ago, I was in Cleveland, saw my son, and saw the Cavs. Last weekend was down in
Liberty,
Virginia,
right? Yeah.
Liberty. So, but it's good to be back here.
All right,
I feel comfortable here.
Yeah, man. The intern Andrew Leeds is in here. Of course, Josh Henning. He's the man here. Without Josh Henning, this place doesn't run.
That's for sure.
Pushing all the right buttons.
If people
and he knows how to push my buttons too.
He gets us all going.
All right, Billy. Good morning.
Good. Jeez, Josh, you get a good night's sleep last night there, kid.
Not really, actually.
Guys, I got to tell you, the other night, did you see the text? Did I get any response from either one of you guys? I guess it was
about Chief.
Yeah, literally, I didn't know he was playing. So and I looked at the clock. I think it was like 8:25, and I saw that his game started at 8:30. And I texted him something. I know how to prod him too. And he texted me right back, right before, literally 3 minutes before they walked on the ice. But I can't tell you what he said.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Is he funny?
He's checking.
Yeah.
You think his head would be spinning,
right?
And stuff. This is who we're playing against.
Well, maybe different people have different ways of dealing with stress. Maybe it helps him get it off his mind by just, I don't know, interacting with.
Maybe he's just mad at you because he's playing a game on his phone and you interrupted his game. He saw the alert come up and he's just like, "Go away, Schwein."
And by the way, so I'm driving down here today, and right now it's the pollen's in the air. Get the allergies going and whatnot. I'm driving down the road, Josh, and I sneeze and something pops in my back. I'm in pain. I pulled a muscle sneezing.
Josh, he sneezed.
I sneezed.
Something in his back.
I mean, there was a pitcher years ago who hurt himself sneezing. So I mean, Billy's hurting himself.
I can't even laugh. It hurts.
Doesn't really surprise me.
All right, we got a great show lined
Billy
up
needs
today.
to go see a chiropractor.
Well, I have a Dominic Mariani. I go see him all the time. I haven't seen him lately. Great show today. We got a great show. However, we just got a message. Just got a text from the sportsbook consigliere, Dave Sharapan. He just called out sick. He's not feeling well, but the weather's been horrible out there in Vegas.
Yeah,
you know that they've been running the gambit weather-wise in the 30s, in the 70s. That's not good for you.
No,
a roller coaster.
But he's really got to be sick not to come on. I mean,
yeah,
he's never.
Well, we love the book, and we wish him well. Hope he gets better soon. Then in the second hour, great get, Carlin. Why don't you tell the listeners who we have? Because when I looked up this man's credentials, I didn't realize how good he was.
He was very good.
And the fact that you coached him is pretty cool.
So John Salmons will come on at 11:30 today, and he'll talk about his career starting at Plymouth Whitmarsh. And then he went on to the University of Miami, and I could tell you stories after stories of how he got there. And then he ended up 14 years in the NBA, number one draft choice.
14 years in the NBA?
Yeah, 14 years in the NBA, number one draft choice of the 76ers. And then, the San Antonio, and then traded the Sixers that night. But just a great kid. Just wait till you hear him and some of the things. And when you think about the time that he played in, you'll know that he was a defender. That's what even though he could score points and do everything else, and we'll give you all his records on that. But every night, his top position was stop
covering the best
offensive player. So one night he's playing Paul Pierce, another next, Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade. You name every night, and it didn't matter if you were a 6'1" guard or a 6'8" power forward. He could match up against you and just shut you down.
And that's pretty amazing because the average length of an NBA career is, 4 years, 4.5 years?
Yeah, not many.
That's not, and to play 14 years is a feather in his cap.
And there's I have a list of the guys that came out his year in the first round, and out of the 32,
right,
only that is right on the money because only 6 or 7 of them played more than 10.
Right. So, Carlin, we have got a lot to talk about today. We've got the Sixers who right now start their next 4 or 5 games.
Are big.
I think is going to determine, and I said I use the word illuminate when I write my article on 97.3ESPN.com every Friday. Check it out. I said this team, we're going to see where they stand. This is a good measuring stick
next week
for the week. But when you see Milwaukee get blown out by Boston by 40 points, they just didn't show up.
Yeah,
they're not 40 points better than Milwaukee.
That tells me nothing. Tells me absolutely
so
nothing.
So now this is exactly why I want to ask you, because you're my basketball guy. Let's face it. I have Q here, Brad Quast for football, Dave Klemick for football. You're my basketball aficionado.
Josh is everything.
Well, he's like a utility guy.
He just knows.
He's a jack of all trades, a master at none.
Does that make me Rex Hudler or Ben Zobrist?
More Rex Hudler.
Rex.
I think. More Rex.
So I hit a lot of leadoff home runs. Okay, got it.
Silver lining.
So what do you want to ask me?
So Carlin, you're my basketball aficionado. So if the Milwaukee Bucks don't show up and get blown out by Boston by 40, what we saw last night, because Toronto's always been a thorn in our side.
Absolutely.
And Siakam, he's unbelievable. Can't seem to stop him. Right? Can go off. But last night, was that an aberration or was that something we can build on?
No, it's definitely. It's a builder. From this point on.
Because Harden looked great last night.
Hey, if Harden plays like he played last night, I'll give him, if he can play even close to that last night.
23 points.
I wouldn't be surprised if you're in the finals. In the Eastern Finals.
You know what I noticed about that game last night? He looked like he was facilitating. He was like the quarterback of the team last night, and it was visible.
That's his job.
But he did a great job doing it.
The only thing I'm getting tired, and I think the referees are getting tired of it, and that's why he doesn't get all the calls he should go. You can't be acting like you get fouled on every shot or to step back and fall down. I mean, that's getting old. Okay, just play basketball. And I think that's what happened. He runs down the court. You watch him looking at the refs. Yeah. And the refs are like, hey, we're done with that.
The problem is that most of the league does that. So I don't want to nitpick on James.
But just because other people are doing Harden, it, Josh, doesn't mean it's right.
Well, two things. First of all, Luke is way worse than Harden.
Yes.
Yeah, Luke is the worst in the league, and nobody rips him for it very often. The other side of it is maybe if the NBA handled the officiating issues differently, the players wouldn't feel the need to petition them as much. Right. It's like, Bill, you have a job, right?
Right.
We all have jobs where we have somebody who are our boss, and then the boss's boss, and the boss's boss's boss, right?
Absolutely.
Well, if your boss is not giving you what you need, then you have to go to the person above that boss, and that person, you got to go to the next guy up. Right. Well, you know what? At least you have a chain of command to go to when there's an issue, right? Well, in the NBA, there's no chain of command. These players feel like there's no recourse.
Yeah, but we have Javi on here often, periodically, and he says they get graded, right?
Doesn't matter. It's perception becomes reality, right, Bill? This is the locker room.
Right, you're right.
And how many times do you talk to guys, Craig Berube, Rick Tocchet, when you were around those guys, and they would complain about things? Well, why do people complain? Inherently because they feel they have no recourse. And I think if the NBA players had more of a recourse or more of a tangible, hey, this person didn't do their job, and there's something, going to change.
Right.
Maybe they would complain a little less.
All right. So we got the Sixers to talk about. The Phillies open up their season in Arlington, Texas on Thursday. Obviously, it's only game one, but to blow a 5-0 lead when you're up against DeGrom of all people. Right, Alec Boehm looked great. JT Realmuto, Nick Castellanos.
That has steel all over. Steal that game.
Steal that game. And I don't know.
You got Wheeler today.
What?
You got Wheeler.
We got Wheeler today. But Aaron Nola goes into the fourth inning and the wheels start coming off. I don't know why Rob Thompson didn't
waited too long.
Yank him early, but maybe as a courtesy because he's the sixth time he's opened up. Right? Maybe some respect.
Yeah, but it's not like you're home. You're in Texas.
But that's what matter. So the over and under in the Phillies this year is like what, 87 and a half?
Yeah, it's 87, 88.
All right.
I think that's right there.
You can't afford to lose those type of games if you want to go over. But game one, I'm not going to go nuts.
No. I think it was a good opportunity for them to learn how the pitch clock works. Yeah. I think a lot of, JT Realmuto, I interviewed Matt Gelb from The Athletic yesterday on game night, and he was talking about how JT Realmuto said he was like running out of breath.
Yeah.
How quickly some of the game was going because of the pitch clock and how they feel the players in the locker room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN. In the Phillies locker room, they feel like it was an opportunity to say, hey, now we're getting a better understanding of how this pitch clock works and how we have to adjust.
So they're going to have to iron out the kinks, but I think this Phillies team, Trey Turner, when he hit that triple, it's 5-0. I'm going nuts. I'm like, this is great. This is exactly what we expected to them to pick up right where they left off.
Right where they left off is right.
And it was great.
By the
They
way,
lose 11-7.
The long season.
you guys remember the last time the Phillies allowed 11 runs on opening day of a season?
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was like 1988.
That's incorrect. That's why I edit Billy's articles on the website, because the stat they put out there.
No, because the stat that I was giving you was the first time they let up 11 runs or 9 runs in 1 inning.
Yeah, well, no one was alive back then, so no one cares.
So he edited it out of my article.
I did. The better stat, which I have to credit John Clark of NBC Sports Philadelphia for bringing to my attention when I first saw it, the last time the Phillies allowed 11 runs on opening day was 2008.
Okay, and they won the World Series that year.
So what happens on opening day literally could have no impact on the results of your season.
In my mind, opening day is not April. It's not May. It's halfway into June.
Right. Okay. Like last year, but settle down.
Start getting excited
All
again.
right. Of course, tonight we pick up the tournament. We have games tonight. We have by the way, FA, Florida Atlantic University.
Yeah, Boca.
I mean, Boca.
Small.
I remember when I was living down there. The place just opened.
Can you imagine if they win and Miami wins? I mean, why go to Houston?
Right.
Just play
right in Florida,
man, right there.
So we'll get a little Final Four talk going. Of course, the Phillies and the Sixers will dominate the conversation. And I watched the Flyers game. We'll get into it a little bit on the other side, but in the second hour. But what a feisty game the other night. And guess what? It kept me glued because this team was playing. They had a jump in their step. They had fight. They were crafty. They were making some nice passes. It was an entertaining game, and we'll get into that a little bit. So we got a lot to do. A short time to do it in. I want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing, with the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you. With 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Folks, I'm here to tell you about Lavari's Seafood Bar and Grill, located on Route 50 in Tuckahoe Road in Petersburg, 8 minutes over Ocean City's 34th Street Bridge. It's an old school bar, 18 big screen TVs, daily specials, open every day at 11 a.m., celebrating 15 years in business. Thursday night is wing night, dollar wings, $2.50 domestic drafts. They have live music every Friday night. Give Dave Lavari a call. Book a private party in one of those big rooms, 609-628-2225. That's 609-628-2225. All right, when we return, we will continue with more here in the locker room. Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN Radio.
Seager swings and drives the ball to center field. It is gone.
They kick off the season in Arlington, Texas, where Corey Seager and the Rangers welcome Trey Turner and the Philadelphia Phillies.
Trey Turner, 2-run home run.
The Rangers and Phillies on Sunday Night Baseball.
This is the play-by-play home of Sunday Night Baseball, exclusively on 97.3 ESPN FM. Coverage begins at 7 p.m.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Breaking news.
Tax refund shock is everywhere, but what is it?
My tax refund shrank.
Mine too. The culprit? Pandemic-related stimulus payments and tax credits expiring. In this reporter's opinion, you need a tax expert.
Hey guys, Jackson Hewitt guarantees your biggest refund.
And tax credit 50% off.
Clients filing it. $100. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Spring is here, and so are the mosquitoes, ticks, and ants. Don't let pests ruin your spring. Be a Viking and send Pest Packing. Viking Pest is your trusted partner for the best pest protection. Visit VikingPest.com for a free quote. That's VikingPest.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, we're back here, broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin back in the studio. Of course, the intern Andrew Leeds, Josh Penning producing and hitting the buttons. Want to remind people to check out our website, The Locker Room Billy Schwein. And, of course, if you go there, you can see that we're streaming live on YouTube. You can see Carlin with his hat.
Tampa. I like to be in Tampa.
So I watched a little of the Mets game. The Mets were on last night. I watched a little bit of that. So the Mets placed Verlander on the injured list. Mets are experiencing some injuries now. They're snake there. But it could happen to a nicer organization.
Long season, Bill.
Let's get back to the Sixers, Carlin, because you're my basketball guy.
Go ahead.
I was thoroughly impressed with James Harden, like I alluded to. I thought Doc Rivers did a pretty good job coaching that team last night. They got production from their bench.
That's what it's all about.
Bang, bang, George Niang.
If Harden can play and you get something out of your bench, you're going to be in every game. It's that simple. And if Joel Embiid keeps playing the way he is, which he's the MVP in my mind, it should be everybody's mind. I mean, you have him, and then you got you know what you're going to get out of Maxey.
Right.
You know, one night he's going to score 25 points.
He's a fan favorite.
Right. People love him. And because guess what?
I love him. I think
he's getting better every year. Like this time next year, he'll even be better. Okay. It's Harden for this year. If you're worrying about this year, it's Harden and our bench.
Okay.
I don't even think about Harris no more. Harris is like,
you know what? Sometimes I look at him.
It's like having a great meal. Do I need that extra dessert or not? But sometimes you just take it. That's how I look at him, as crazy as that sounds. If he scores 15, 20 points, God bless.
Okay.
But I'm not counting on him.
All right. So the next 5 games, Milwaukee, Boston, Miami, Atlanta, and Brooklyn. Now, Brooklyn's the only team there that's probably not going to – are they going to make their – they'll make the playoffs?
Yeah. Oh, Brooklyn's going to make
it.
But barring an epic 6-game losing streak collapse.
Right.
But they're probably going to be the 6 or 7 seed probably.
So I told you about
that could be
Milwaukee losing by 40 to Boston. So if you look at the schedule coming up in the next 5 games, Carlin, is this
you want to go 2-2?
Is that what you want? 2-2?
Absolutely. With those 4, Milwaukee and Boston alone.
But I mean, if Milwaukee can get blown out by Boston by 40, to me, does that bother you?
That doesn't bother me.
No, because there's 2 things. One, Boston is trying to fix their ship. They're trying to get their boat back from leaking because they were leaking water for a while there. So that game felt like it was a lot of, hey, we're trying to get our rhythm back, right, Mike?
Let's show them what we have. We're at home, all that kind of stuff. Remember, Milwaukee was coming off, what was a back-to-back in 5 games in 7 days. I mean, it was crazy.
You remember they went to the West Coast and started that 5-game road trip, and they went 5-0 out there. That was against the elite teams in the Western Conference.
It comes down to, remember how I always say you have good teams, you have very good teams and great teams? Okay, in my mind, we used to be a good team in the middle of the season, Sixers now. Now I think we're a very good team.
Okay,
but we're not a great team. There's 1 and 1A, and that's Milwaukee and Boston in my mind.
The Sixers are 35-15 in games with both Embiid and Harden play. 33-15. But last night he just looked.
Looked totally
different.
Yeah, he plays like
if
that.
If you can get that kind of effort out of him, in 4 games out of 7, they can go to they can beat Boston and Milwaukee.
You think both
in a
of
7?
them?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just from what I saw last night.
Okay.
No? Am I getting overly too excited?
That was against Toronto.
Because I'm excited.
That was against Toronto. That wasn't against Milwaukee or Boston.
Yeah, but they've been a dagger in a thorn in our side.
I understand. But in a 7-game series, everything changes. A one-night game, it's you really can't look at it that intense.
To me, I think that you are valuing last night's effort by Harden a little too much.
Yeah.
Because I think
we don't get to see it that often.
I think that the game that he had on Wednesday against Dallas was actually the better game because there's a distinct difference for this team when they win or lose when it comes to the turnovers. And I don't think it's a coincidence that this team averages about 14 turnovers a game when they lose, and they're just under 10 turnovers a game when they win. That's a huge swing. And Mike, points off turnovers can make or break a game. And last night, Harden, he had 6 turnovers. So for me, I could care less about the points at certain points. I need Harden to go into the postseason playing more like he did his last 2 to 3 games than he did last night. Because guess what? He did on Wednesday. He only had 2 turnovers on Wednesday, and he had 12 assists. And one of my favorite stats is, Bill, I know you love stats. I'm a big believer in assist to turnover ratio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, no, I like that stat.
So guess what? On Wednesday, Harden was 12 assists, 2 turnovers. That's plus 10. Last night, he had 11 assists and 6 turnovers. That's only a plus 5. I need Harden to be more than plus 5 in the postseason in the assist to turnover ratio.
He needs to be the floor general.
The Sixers have reached 50 wins faster than every other season since 2001. And last time they did that, they were in the NBA championship when Iverson stepped over Tyronn Lue. Right? Remember that? That's iconic right there.
That's right in the corner.
Right?
Right in the corner. But
did you think the Sixers going to win 50? Or they could possibly. How many games they have left? They have
5 games.
They only have 5 games left.
5 games.
So if they can go 3-2,
3-2 would be. I'd love it.
They finished with 54 wins. You think
I would be surprised
if
they go 2-3. How's that? If I tell you.
Yeah, but I know we have 5 tough games.
It doesn't really matter because they're locked into the 3rd spot.
By the way, they shut down Ben Simmons.
It was right. It was going to be close between them and Cleveland. Cleveland had won like 8 straight games, and then when they lost the other night on Wednesday, and the night before we lost to Denver or something.
Yeah,
they could have picked up a game. Then you would have been in trouble.
Mike,
but by Cleveland losing,
right.
you got the 3rd.
But here's the thing, and I'm not trying to put words in Billy's mouth, but Billy is a fan. And I know a lot of Sixer fans who feel this way. You got Boston and Miami next week.
Yep.
The fan wants you to go out and win those games.
Absolutely.
Because they believe that it's a psyche builder, that it's an idea that if you face those teams in the playoffs, the last time they saw you,
not only
you
a
beat
psyche builder, Josh, it gives the players, they're not stupid. It gives them hope. It gives them encouragement. It gives them, hey, we can do it. Or you don't think at the pro level they even think that way?
Mike?
I think it gives them confidence.
You think?
What if they don't play their best game and they still beat a Milwaukee or a Boston, or they do it ugly? I'd rather have a win ugly. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, for their psyche. But at this point of the year, Bill, all they're thinking about now is the playoffs. Get us ready for the playoffs. So as soon as we get to the point where we're locked into the 3rd and we're not moving, he'll probably shut down a guy or two for the last game or two.
But theoretically, mathematically, that won't be until the Hawks or Nets game.
Yeah, near the end.
So technically, you could argue that the Bucks, Celtics, and Heat game coming up are still games that could move you around.
I'm talking about the last one or the one before, second to last.
Sixers are 21-2 in games where George Niang hits 4+ 3-pointers. Bang, bang, George Niang.
They need the floor spacing.
Do you think other people in other cities are worried about George Niang?
It's not about worrying about George Niang.
No, but I mean,
it's the fact that, to me, Mike, it's the floor
stick
spacing.
up for me, Josh.
Yeah, I think that it's not specifically Niang. It's like how, the Sixers are 16-6 when PJ Tucker scores 0 points in a game. It's not that you want PJ Tucker to score no points. It's not that teams should be afraid of Niang. It's the fact that, to me at least, the Sixers are at their best when the guys around Embiid and Harden are making shots. They almost beat Denver on Monday night.
Yeah.
They almost beat the Denver with the nobody lineup. It was the band of misfit toys out there in Denver, and they almost won. Well, they almost won because, as you know, Mike, when guys are making shots, they get confidence. And when guys get confidence, it becomes a domino.
And that's exactly what I was talking about. All right. And if they win out, all the next 5 games, they'll finish it 56.
Who's their first round right now? Is it the Knicks or is it Brooklyn?
I think it's Brooklyn. Let me double check.
Minus Ben Simmons.
That's why you want that third. That's why it was so important to get that third. Was if you're in 4th, you got the Knicks, and I wouldn't want the Knicks for 7 games.
Yeah, you got the Nets right now. The Cavs will play the Knicks, and then the Celtics are going to play the 7 seed, and then the Bucks will play the 8 seed. Now, of course, we know that Boston could theoretically still climb to that top spot, so that will be interesting to see. That Boston could indirectly help you, Mike, because if Boston gets that top spot, that means you don't see them until the conference finals.
Right. All right. People, I want to remind people that the first hour of this locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing, with the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900. Hey, I want to remind people that Tara's Happy Boxes fundraiser is coming up on June 17th from 3 to 7 p.m. at the American Legion in Summers Point. Tickets are $25. They have food, entertainment. There's a cash bar. Give Tara a call at 609-415-8398. That's Tara's Happy Boxes fundraiser. She does a great job for underprivileged children and children fighting diseases. So give Tara a call. That's going to be a great event. A new wind is blowing at Maserati, the main line. The all-new Gregale, Maserati Gregale midsize SUV has officially arrived. Stop by Maserati, the main line, located in Devon, PA, just minutes away from Center City, Philadelphia, to experience it for yourself. With class-leading space, advanced driving, and technology features, the Gregale makes every journey a thrilling experience. From your daily commute to weekend road trips, the Maserati Gregale elevates every moment into something truly special. Test drive the all-new Gregale for yourself and experience how it makes every day exceptional. Visit them online at motml.com or give them a call at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800. And ask for Michael Pileggi to schedule your test drive today. That's 484-804-4800. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room. Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin on 97.3 ESPN.
It's the Final Four today, exclusively on 97.3 ESPN FM.
UConn will play Miami. Florida Atlantic will play San Diego State.
Who will cut down the Nets this season? Keep it locked to 97.3 ESPN to find out.
Houston's got 4 teams coming that few expected.
Listen to the NCAA tournament, brought to you by
Calvi Electric and Progressive Fence and Rail.
Only on 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The trained comfort specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call Lenigan again and again. Call Lenigan again and again.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/Be Smart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Every piece of land has a story. Some right there is behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor, like the Upshaws.
This is my tractor Penny. It's all about attention to detail.
But the Nelsons love cruising around their expansive Montana ranch in their John Deere Gator UV.
We've been here since 1868.
While the Caggianos drive a John Deere zero-turn mower to keep their Long Island brewery looking sharp.
Don't call me, don't bother me. I'm going out to mow for a couple hours.
Run with us and start telling your story. Learn more at johndeere.com/.
All new, all-electric Nissan Ariya.
You've got a world of possibilities. You can leave it all behind in serene interiors. Or you can go after it. All-wheel drive. Go your way in the all-new, all-electric Nissan Ariya. Nissan Ariya with e-Force not yet available for purchase. Expected availability early 2023, subject to change. e-Force all-wheel drive is an optional feature. e-Force cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. Always monitor traffic and weather conditions.
Pro. Progressive Fence and Rail.
Progressive Fence and Railing is hiring and looking for the best of the best sales manager, fence installers, carpenters, and salespeople. Make more money and change your life. For a confidential interview, call 609-449-8079 or email mynewjob@progressivefenceandrail.com. That's my job at progressivefenceandrail.com.
Pro.
With Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back here broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, the intern Andrew Leeds, Mike Carlin back in the studio, and of course Josh Hennig running the show here today. I want to remind people to check out the new website that Andrew Leeds worked on. He looks great. The locker room, BillySchwein.com. Of course, we have our articles are posted there. You can see this on YouTube. The YouTube channel's up and running. And you also have the photo gallery. And
looks beautiful.
Advertisements and everything.
Very
Looks great.
professional.
Very professional. Looks great. Check us out there, the locker room, Billy Schwein. Now, Mike Carlin. You're a baseball guy too, right?
Yeah.
You like baseball.
Yeah.
Last year, you were the voice of reason. And it kind of like, it was good in a way. It kept me calm. But can the Phillies repeat?
I
Going to be because they're third. They're like
hard.
they're plus.
Right.
I think they're third in the division to
They
win.
are. They have.
And I think
they have Atlanta, Mets, and us in our division.
right. And the Mets have two major injuries right now. And I know it's early. It's only one game in. But Verlander and Edwin Diaz they're gone. They're not. Verlander just got.
Verlander's on the 10-day.
He's on the 10-day. So that means, you know what, it's almost like where there's smoke, there's fire. When older guys start to have nagging things like that, it could be like a thing to, if, insight to what's.
Mets have shown you in the past, they know they're two pitchers down. Guess what? They'll go after two pitchers. So when a team's out of it come July or August, they'll grab somebody.
I know the owner, Cohn, he's got tons of money.
Yeah,
But
that's what I
eventually
mean.
he's going to have to.
I don't have a doubt that he'll do what he has to do to make that team what they have to be a
I
contender.
think you would feel different. I said this week. I think you'd feel differently about the Mets if they would have gotten a guy like Carlos Correa. But because of the whole, they wouldn't pass his physical and all that stuff, I think there's a party that now looks at the Mets differently because you look at Correa differently.
course, every Sunday we go on the mound with Tommy Green, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for Designated Drivers. Tommy gives us insight into the Phillies each week in the locker room every Sunday.
Will that start tomorrow?
That started last week.
Oh, good.
On the mound with Tommy Green.
Good.
And Tommy's a great guy, but I put a lot of stock. I know Josh. I don't know, Josh, if you know how I am. I put a lot of stock into what former players think because they've been through the wars. You know what I mean? Do I put too much into that, Josh? I mean, you guys, like a football guy, a baseball guy, a basketball guy.
I think it's a two-sided coin because on one hand, I think that learning from what other people's experiences are is always valuable. But I think also not everybody's experience is translatable. So like, for example, a guy like Tommy Green, I personally like his perspective because he had two things happening are very universal. One, he came back from injuries multiple times.
Right.
And players in every sport, they get injured, they have to come back, and they have success ups and downs. And Tommy's an example of that. The other thing that Tommy can give you is Tommy was a part of something that doesn't happen all the time. And for the Philly fan, they look at the 93 team as one of their favorite teams of all time.
Yeah.
They got to the World Series. And it's similar to the feeling of what happened last year. The Phillies got to the World Series, but they didn't win it. So now what? And I think that is where a guy like Tommy, his experience is more translatable and relatable and universal, whereas certain other guys' experiences, it's not translatable or universal. Michael Jordan, he can't teach anybody to play basketball because he's such a psychotic competitor that he wants to kill you instead of teach you. Whereas somebody like Shaq, there are so many stories of him taking players under his wing, buying cars for the equipment guy because he came from poverty. So he wanted to care for other people. So, not everyone's experience are translatable or relatable.
So day one, day two in the Major League Baseball, there was 14 pitch clock offenses on day one where a ball was called. The one rule that I think I have a problem with is the pitcher should be able to go to first base and try to pick off the runner as many times as he wants. I think they need to adjust that. That's the only one that I'm having a problem with.
So if someone just flew over 10 straight times, you don't have a problem with that?
Oh,
9 times.
Yeah, because
times.
it's a strategy. It's a chess game.
Okay, so then in a chess game,
I don't think you should take.
You have to be thinking 2-3 moves ahead of what you're already doing.
Right.
Same thing with pitching. Okay, so if it's a strategy game, you got a guy on first.
By the way, the pitch clock doesn't start until the pitcher actually receives the ball back from the catcher. So the catcher can hold the ball and give the pitcher a few more extra seconds on the mound. Right? If he wanted to do that,
I guess. And
he could
until the umpire starts tapping the catcher, saying what's going on.
By the way, did you see the umpire throw JT Realmuto out?
Well, that umpire is an example of what I was talking about earlier. Like people like that should be punished.
Right.
There has to be some sort of. Dude, you're not allowed to umpire for a month.
Do you think that umpire was just trying to get on every
that umpire was being that umpire was being a loser? I'm saying the PG version of it.
There's a reason
that umpire needs to take a long walk on a short pier in an ice lake.
He'll have a name for himself in 5-6 years when we go to like robots or whatever and they'll say, "You're the reason why we had to do this." It's that easy.
I mean, when I saw that, I'm like. Did you see the look of Romuto's face? He couldn't believe it.
Everyone was confused.
Let me ask you, because you guys are into baseball more than me. Were you excited or did you honor the starting lineup? Like, was everybody in place who you thought was going to be the first batter, second batter, third batter? Was there any?
I thought Bohm was too low in the lineup.
Did you? What you think?
Well, what did he hit? 6? He hit 6.
He's too low. I mean, that guy is a contact hitter.
That's what I think.
Well, I mean, Cave was the only starter that I was like, because usually Schwarber's in left field, but he was the DH. Trey Turner,
but everybody else you were happy with.
Here's another thing about Trey Turner. He looks like he's just waiting to bust out.
He's a star.
He's a star.
I think in his mind he's thinking with Harper not in the lineup.
Right.
I'm going to take over this team. And that's good. I like when guys
Did you
think
see?
like that.
I mean, when he went from home plate to third base in like lickety
Nothing.
split, that ball was down the line and now it hit the cutout where the stands come.
Yeah.
But he almost like pulled up at second base. He didn't realize that he had,
he was ahead of the game.
Yeah. But I like him. I think he's going to be dynamite. And I don't think as much as that was a bad loss, I think that loss was on Robbie Thompson.
Yeah, because I think it goes back to he should have pulled.
Yeah.
No, in the fourth inning.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I can't blame Thompson personally for that loss because Nola's supposed to be your opening day starter. You need your opening day starter to go 5 innings, not implode in the fourth inning. Dave Dombrowski trades for this guy Soto, who was an all-star, who's a very good
to get
pitcher.
anybody out.
He implodes as well. So if you're Thompson, you say, hey, Nola's my opening day starter. Soto, he's one of my firemen out of the bullpen. These guys are supposed to give me something. They didn't give me nothing.
Nothing. They didn't give me nothing, honey.
Nothing.
Isn't that a cereal?
Nothing, honey. It is.
How you not Cheerios? You want to hear some text bill, by the way?
Yeah, you know what? Let's get the text board going. 609-403-0973 is the number. Send us a text, contribute to the show. We'll talk about it. Go ahead, Josh.
We got to start with Dan EHT. Dan says it's difficult to have my Philly teams go so far but not finish. Phillies and Eagles were a great ride, but I'm not sure I can take another falling short. Come on, Sixers, finish it, he says.
I can't hear.
You okay?
Yeah, if something wrong with I can't hear.
Anyway,
you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we hear you.
I'll fix it during the break.
Fix it during the break.
But basically, Dan EHT's point, Bill, is that
I was distracted. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you were distracted. You were distracting me. Okay. You should have just taken off your headset. But now
by the way, I didn't feel
now
like getting
we're
out of
good.
bed today. Do you guys feel like getting out of bed today?
I never feel.
the
I never feel.
thunder.
Like
Did you hear the thunder this morning, Josh?
I did hear the thunder this morning.
I feel like getting out of bed.
Yeah, the thunder rolls and the lightning strikes.
I love thunderstorms. Go ahead, Josh. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
So basically, your guys' thought on what Dan HT was saying is that he wants the Sixers to finish the job because for him, it was difficult having the Phillies and Eagles not finish the job.
I think by the Phillies getting to the World Series and losing, they saw and the euphoric feeling, the way the crowd reacted. I think that made them more hungry to get back.
Yeah,
they're not finished.
What was that Texas first name? What was that guy?
Dan EHT.
So are you telling me that Dan thinks if we don't go to not the Eastern Conference, the finals, that it's not a good season in his mind? When he says he wants to finish the job. So unless we go to the finals, even if we lose, if we don't go to the finals, it wasn't a good season.
So anything short of winning the World Series
is that what he's saying, because that's hard for me to take that.
Yeah, I can't accept that either. Jeff in Ocean City chimes in at 609-403-0973, says the Sixers bench is the biggest worry entering the postseason. It's put up or shut up time for this franchise.
All right.
I agree.
Saying
that all year.
That's good. 609-403-0973.
On that note, Bill, let's hear from some of your advertising.
Is the text word. All right. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shortest center city and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or call the Ocean City office at 609-399-1227. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that's run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events that sees it fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schwein and Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Today on ESPN Radio.
Coming to the plate, tag out at the plate.
We head to Minute Maid Park in Houston for opening weekend in Major League Baseball, where the world champion Astros face the Chicago White Sox.
This one way back there, it is going and long gone for Jose Abreu.
The Houston Astros and Chicago White Sox.
Coverage begins today at 1:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
Listen to Major League Baseball on 97.3 ESPN.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate. 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical. They're number one.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Men and Philly Men magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Every piece of land has a story. For the Caggianos, it's keeping their yard pristine with a John Deere Z530MC track mower, because it's not just a yard, it's a gathering place.
Work and play kind of meld together for us.
They run a brewery, harvest their own hops, and keep things tidy for their guests.
People say, what are you? Are you a farmer or a brewer? So I say, I'm a farmer brewer.
When you love what you do, it's not really work. Run with us on a Z530M mower and start telling your story. Learn more at johndeere.com/radio.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Call 800-444-9336. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-9336. 800-444-9336.
Get in on all the action throughout the month of March with Madness Zone at the Gallery Bar Book and Games in Ocean Casino Resort. Take in the college basketball tournament with a panoramic view of all the games, a beverage in your hand, a bet placed on your favorite team, and an atmosphere like no other. Watch, bet, eat, and drink all tournament long at the Gallery Bar Book and Games in Ocean Casino Resort. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now, more of The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Carlin. Rainy day, rainy Saturday. But we got a lot of sports on today. We got the Phillies at 4 o'clock. We have the
right into the March
right
Final Four.
Sixers, right?
Yeah, Sixers.
That's tomorrow night. And
Tonight
then
is
Final
Final
Four.
Final Four.
So we're gonna have John Salmons on. Salmons on Plymouth Whitmarsh star. You coached them.
Yep.
What kind of kid was he?
Quiet, very disciplined, no fooling around. And you hear about those guys. You know, everybody talks about guys, first guy in the gym, last guy to leave the gym. Well, he was one of them.
Right.
And when I hear guys talking about guys, I say, hey, now I know what they're talking about, because that was him. Or Saturday morning when we would win a big game Friday and we didn't have a game for the following Tuesday, and we'd take off Saturday, he'd be in the gym Saturday. He's going to be there to let me in.
That's a quality guy, hard worker. Look at the worth ethic.
During the NBA season ends, maybe take a week, 2 weeks off here, like not a month or so, and then he'd be in Plymouth Whitmarsh gym working out. Lives 2 minutes away.
So, Carlin, I talked to you about the Sixers bench last night. I thought they had a pretty good game overall. The Sixers is ranked 23rd in scoring, the bench in the league.
Out of 32 teams.
Yeah.
That's what we talk about.
Right.
So, moving forward, what do we need? We need more production out of them, and you need Harden. They're the two keys moving forward. Not Maxey, not Harris, you know what you're going to get from those.
So
Harden,
Tobias Harris didn't play last night, and you're
And you
down
didn't
on
miss
him
him.
anyway. You didn't miss him.
You're not going to the Eastern Finals or Finals because of him. He may win.
How
but
much
on the flip
longer
side,
they locked in there?
could he win a game for you in a best of 7, like the 5th, 6th game, hitting a 3 with
Right.
2 seconds? Absolutely, he can do that. But you're not going to be able to count on him. I want guys I can count on. I know at the start of the game what I'm going to get out of it. I don't know what I'm going to get out of it. I don't think coach knows what he's going to get out of it.
Okay. Well, I just think, once again, I'm going to reiterate this. I think that Harden was great.
Harden was
great.
unbelievable.
He looked really, really good. He looked like a leader. He looked like he was focused.
He also had 6 turnovers.
Yeah,
I
and
know.
that's key.
That's key.
And guess what? You know what that's going to be really key? When you're in a 7-game series. You're playing the same team over because they're watching film. They're seeing what he does. This is a one-night thing where you're not going to see Toronto now again.
Right.
It's one game.
Siakam, he's
Siakam, yes.
he's pretty good.
Right? He's very good. Okay.
Van Fleet, he's really good.
The first game round, the rounds, the first matchup, if we do get the Nets, Josh, that's the kind of series you want to get over in 4. You want to sweep them.
By the way, Tobias Harris has 1 year left on his contract. What's that?
He'll be you don't go far this year.
39 million.
He's got to be gone if you don't. Someone will pick up that last year.
Yeah,
You got to get rid of him
gotta
for
move
next
off
year.
of that.
But what I was saying is, like in that first round, you got to get ready for the second round.
Right.
If you're lucky enough to match up against Brooklyn, that's got to be a sweep and then rest.
609-403-0973 is the text board. Send us a text. Get involved in the conversation. 609-403-0973 is the phone number. I hope I'm not making too much of it that one game, but he had a different look in his eye last night. His face, his expression.
Am
I making too much of that?
Yeah, I think or certain guys play really good against certain teams. I don't know. I don't know his whole background against Toronto.
Right.
But maybe against Toronto, whoever the defenders are, he knows he feels comfortable.
Carlin, why are the Hawks? Why are the Hawks?
Hawks really fell off.
What happened to them?
No.
I mean,
poor roster construction.
Yeah, but they when they beat the Sixers, what was that, 2 years ago?
You knew stuff was wrong in the middle of the season. Remember back in January when you started hearing talk about Trae Young and the coach and this and then so that's when the wheels were falling off.
Okay.
And then it just got bad after that.
There's a lot of people that are critical of Joel Embiid because he's not a leader.
But quiet.
You know what I think the problem with Embiid is? Like he didn't start playing basketball till late.
He was like they said 12 or 14 years old.
Right. So I don't think he really understood like the nuances of the game.
Yeah, but by now you do. Remember, he went to Kansas. So by the time you leave Kansas, you know basketball.
Right.
Okay.
Or at least you should.
But what we don't know about him, like when you say he's not a leader, how do we know what he's saying in the locker room? It's just because we think he is. Just because he's not vocal on the court, that doesn't mean you're
Your
not
best
a leader.
player doesn't need to be the team leader anyway.
You go on a away trip, and how do you know he's not sitting next to one of the rookies and saying, "Hey, this is what we got to get ready for the next
but don't
game."
you think that would get out? Like, there's a lot of people that don't think that he's a leader. They're getting it from somewhere.
Yeah, but how many of those people actually cover the team in the league? Like how much of that is just people on?
You and I went round
stations?
and round with Rossini. Remember, you said because you were telling me that there are reporters that have that type of information.
There are reporters that kind of
that get that close. So if it's possible for Rossini to do it for NFL, I'm sure.
But my point is, you
know what I'm saying? Like,
I understand what you're saying, but hear me for a second. You know, Woj isn't saying that. Windhorst isn't saying that. Shams isn't saying that. Sam Amick isn't saying that. Keith Pompey isn't saying that.
He's local.
Excuse me. There's a lot of people. I mean, people at Liberty Ballers, they're not saying that who cover the team closely. We have to, in today's world, we have to be careful where we're getting our information from.
Well, listen, Josh, and I've told you this, Talk and Chief are big on lead by example.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a certain amount to be said for leading by example, but also being a vocal leader too.
And B's playing through injury too.
Yeah, some guys can do that.
That's not enough of an example. I don't know what Jordan
he was grabbing his shoulder the other night.
So remember how? Yeah,
remember how like 3 weeks ago.
Real quick, remember how I was telling you about Harden playing good against certain teams?
Right.
And it was Toronto. Okay. You know what his average is against Toronto?
What?
25 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. He's got that team in his head.
Right.
You come out with a whole new makeup.
So there's teams that you hit well against. There's teams you play well against.
Feel very
basketball.
comfortable with.
It's like must be like the backdrop or the just comfortable with the stadium itself. That's weird.
John will tell you when he comes in. There are certain cities that he can't wait to get to, whether it was New Orleans or Chicago, that you're just excited to be there for that one game.
All right. Hour 1 is in the books. We hope the sportsbook Consigliere gets better. He called out. He's not feeling well. Hour 2, we'll be talking with 14-year NBA star with the Plymouth Whitmarsh at the University of Miami, John Salmons, will be with us at the bottom of the hour. It's the Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin, right here on 97.3 ESPN and the mobile app.
The Eagles draft party is back, and starting Monday on the Sports Bash with Mike Gill, you can enter to win an Eagles road trip and tailgate party thanks to Philly Sports Trips and PhillySportsTrips.com. The Sports Bash with Mike Gill will be live on Thursday, April 27th from 2 to 6 p.m. at Maynard's, 9306 Amherst Avenue in Margate, where one lucky listener will win a trip for 4 to see an Eagles road game against either the Giants, Jets, or Commanders on a Philly Sports bus trip, which includes round-trip charter buses leaving from the Philly Stadium, a pregame tailgate party, and 4 tickets to the Eagles game. Listen to the Sports Bash and Game Night at 55 after each hour for your chance to win. When you hear the Pick Your Trip sounder, be caller 7 at 609-573-3776. And we'll see you at Maynard's at Margate with a chance to pick your trip, courtesy of Philly Sports Trips. 2 Philly Sports road trips with the pros. Plan your trip at PhillySportsTrips.com.
Spring is here, and so are the ants, mice, and termites. Don't let pests ruin your spring. Be a Viking and send pests packing. Viking Pests can solve any pest problem. Visit VikingPest.com for a free quote. That's VikingPest.com.
The all-new Nissan Ariya is a fully loaded EV. It's brimming with style and power.
Up to 389 horses of it.
Innovation and intelligence.
E-Force all-wheel drive.
It'll pin you to your seat.
Your very plush seat.
The all-new, all-electric Nissan Ariya. Nissan Ariya with E-Force expected availability early 2023. E-Force cannot prevent collisions or provide enhanced traction in all conditions. E-Force and 389 horsepower available on Platinum Plus. Nissan calculation using 1-foot rollout testing with long-range battery and E-Force only in 4-mode with E-Step off. These results are for comparison only and should not be attempted on public roads. Drive responsibly. See NissanUSA.com for details.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play. Stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Attention all homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? It's time to replace. Fog between the glass. Time to replace. Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's definitely time to replace. If you've put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. And right now you can save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Just text PLACE to 200-300 for your free consultation on top quality affordable windows or patio doors for $0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for a year. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text PLACE to 200-300 right now. Text the word PLACE to 200-300. Don't wait, text PLACE to 200-300.
Hi, honey. Happy first day back at work. Can't wait to see you tonight. We are so proud of you. Daddy, love you.
There are many reasons to start recovery. If you or someone you love is struggling with addiction, we are here to help. Call us. Our trained counselors are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to help. Your recovery is within reach. Call 844-REACH-NJ to learn about medication that can support your recovery. A message from the New Jersey Department of Human Services.
When you hear this,
They've got him again!
and this,
He scored!
and this,
Oh boy, what a move by Embiid!
you think of us. We are sports. 97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City, a town square media station.
Red 83!
Welcome
to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy.
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Let me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, the intern Andrew Leeds, Mike Carlin back in the studio with me, and of course Josh Hennick pushing the buttons, keeping us on the air. Second hour of the locker room is brought to you by Circle Liquor. Great place. Chet's down there running the show. And Carlin, we talked Sixers basketball. We little Phillies. I want to turn our attention to the Final Four tonight. We have two good games. Florida Atlantic University at San Diego versus San Diego State at 6:09, and then of course Miami versus UConn. Out of those four teams, I'm going to ask you two different questions. Who do you want to win? You're probably going to pull for Miami.
No, UConn.
You want UConn.
Yeah, UConn.
They're the highest seed remaining.
Yep.
Why do you want them to win?
Had a great year. If you remember, before the tournament, when we were talking about sleeper teams, I wrote down two.
Right.
Andrew? UConn and
you?
Xavier.
Did you?
I said UConn, watch out for UConn.
Okay.
That was the only thing I got right on my pool. Everything else was wrong, but I got UConn right.
You know what today is?
Today's April 4th. I mean, April 1st.
April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
You know what happened? What is it? 1985? Didn't Villanova win the Villanova won on April 1st, 1985. They won Raleigh Massimino.
Oh, against Georgetown.
No, they were a low seed. What were they?
Oh, they were like 11th.
They were like 11th.
Yeah.
They have to be one of the lowest seeds ever to win the national championship. And I guess the intern will get on that. But it's just from
I think
my memory's sake. Raleigh, that team was unbelievable. Harold Jensen. Yeah, they were an 8 seed. I thought they were lower than that.
Me too. I thought they were 11.
Well, we have a number 9 versus a number 5. Yeah, that's the lowest ever to win a national championship.
It's going to be San Diego winning tonight and UConn winning tonight and UConn winning it all. That's your Final Four prediction.
And because you said that, it'll be FAU versus UConn.
Yeah, of course.
I guess you know what,
but I've never seen other than the tournament. I didn't watch. I actually did catch a couple San Diego games.
Right,
like late at night, you can't sleep, and you turn on, and they're playing St. Mary's or someone else out west. They shoot threes like we shoot layups.
Florida Atlantic went 35-3 in the regular season.
In what league?
Yeah, I know. Well, but look at them now.
I know. That's why you just catch fire and go.
Like in basketball,
it's like St. Peter's.
Basketball is different than football, right?
Absolutely.
I mean,
you can catch
anybody.
fire.
You can get fire.
Right.
A lot of these athletes, basketball players, play against each other in the summer leagues, and
they all
know each other.
Yep.
By the way, tomorrow on this program, I'm going to be having Hannah Hidalgo on. Hidalgo. She's from Paul Sixth. She's three-time
like the player of the year or something.
Billy's so excited he can't say her name right.
Yeah.
He's so over the moon. Talking to a McDonald's All-American.
All-American. Wait a minute. She got a co-MVP award. She scored like 28 points.
Where's she heading?
Notre Dame.
Oh, she got Notre Dame.
3-time All-South Jersey selection. Gatorade South Jersey player or Jersey Player of the Year.
You know who else is from South?
She's in Texas right now.
Do you know who's from South Jersey, just 10 minutes away that plays for Notre Dame?
Who?
Watson.
Yeah.
Remember the girl that played for Mainland, and then she went to Oregon?
Yeah.
She transferred to Notre Dame.
She went back to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Okay. San Diego was 36-1.
Very good.
But they play in a better conference.
Yeah.
FAU, they're in the Conference USA. But they're going to join the ACC in July. AAC. That's the athletic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
American Athletic Conference,
right?
Which is different than the Atlantic Coastal Conference.
That's where I believe Temple is. Temple, Houston,
right?
Tulane, all those teams.
Then you have Miami. They were 29-7, and then of course UConn 29-8. But they play in the Big East.
That's the game. That's the game. The winner of that game, I think, wins. Like if Miami, if Miami
you want
upsets,
UConn and you think they're going to win. So my first question was, who do you want? Now, who do you think?
I think UConn.
Okay.
UConn.
How about you, Josh? Like who are you pulling for? Anybody?
Not really. I just want some.
You
good
just want to see
games.
good games, right?
Yeah.
And if UConn loses, then I want Miami. Like if Miami beats UConn, then I want Miami.
Like I was with some people on Saturday night during the Kansas State FAU game, and like nobody in there had a rooting interest for a team.
Right.
We were just like, hey man, this is a good game.
Right. Just watching the game. Whoever wins, wins. You don't know a player on each team. I couldn't name one guy.
Right.
UConn, I can. Miami, but the other two, you don't.
likes
Sometimes that's good
Miami.
because everybody plays it. You're just watching the game as a true fan.
Right.
Just watching the beauty of it.
So I'll start off my evening with the Phillies at 4:05.
Yep.
Then I'll be clicking over to the San Diego FAU game, San Diego State.
And then they'll roll
And then,
right
and
into the
I'll
second
roll right
game.
into the second game. 'Cause
And what-
that's where the one will have my undivided
What's going to be your
attention.
drink of choice today?
Oh, I'm laying off.
You're done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Just for today?
No, I had a couple last night.
Oh, okay.
And the night before.
All right.
Thursday, Friday. That's it.
You
I have a
made-
2-night minimum.
Josh, was it
Or
me? He
maximum.
made it sound like he was like on the wagon, like I'm done. The way he said that. Oh, no, I'm
yeah,
done.
you did make it sound like you were like, I'm done.
That's why he
with
shocked
drinking
me. I was
for a
like, oh,
while.
he's done.
You sound like the girl who says, I'm never drinking again.
I do that all the time.
How did
and
I
then,
get
and then
this
a
way?
week later, she's out partying. Yeah.
I'll never do it again. I promise.
Right.
The intern showed me like WrestleMania for real. You
WrestleMania
really
is
want me
this
to bring
weekend.
that up?
WrestleMania is
You
this
watch that
weekend.
stuff, Carlin?
No.
I never
But back
got
in the
into
day, I
that.
did.
Did
Like
you?
when I was
Lou
like 10 or 12.
Albano?
Oh,
Yo,
Captain Lou,
You know what? You know who
George the Animal Steel.
George, yeah.
Remember him?
How about who's the Andre the Giant?
Andre the
You want to hear a
Giant.
story about that? So worked at U.S. Airways.
It's story time with
Story
Billy
time with
Schwein.
Bill. I got I should write. People want me to write a book, and I already have the title of my book, America's Richest Poor Man. Because
Okay.
I've been everywhere,
Yeah.
I've done everything, and I remember I went out to Vegas one time with like $10.52 in my pocket. I came back with like 400.
I just want to know if I'm
and I had a great time.
I just want to know if I'll be the editor for this too.
So we move a lot of freight. Okay, so the freight house is where everything comes in, and then they load they put the destination on everything, and they bring it down in freight carts, right, to the actual flight. Rumor is spreading around that when Andre the Giant passed away, you know how they put
his
it,
casket?
his casket. You know what it was? It was a piano box.
Oh.
Because he was so big. So everybody went down there to see him. So it looked like a piano box. It was so darn big.
Man.
And guys were trying to lift it up, like just look in there. I wouldn't do it. I was afraid,
course.
his body was like a bag of formaldehyde, I think, or something like that, because you couldn't see. Like that's what I heard. But yeah, Andre the Giant, he was huge.
That was when wrestling was good, man.
Wrestling.
Yeah.
I never got into that stuff.
Oh, I did back then. Like I was young again. but
Josh,
all
did
those
you like
guys.
that stuff, Josh?
I used to be more into it when I was younger too. I mean, I grew up. The era for me for pro wrestling was kind of like a social dynamic because when I moved to 42nd Street in Sea Isle, there were a lot of kids I went to school with who were into it, and that was during like the Attitude Era where it was like Stone Cold, Steve Austin, and The Rock, and The Undertaker, and all
I got out of it.
all the me against the world, me against the establishment, and that appealed to my generation. For a lot of us, we were like us against the man. Vince McMahon represented the man.
Right.
People like Stone Cold, Steve Austin, they represented the rebellion of the masses, and like the fans loved hating on Vince McMahon. So there was like a few year run that I was definitely into it.
I just never warmed up to that stuff.
Do you know what was George Animal Steel known for?
George the Animal Steel.
This will blow your mind.
I don't know.
Well, after he won his matches, he would eat the corner where the pads. He'd rip them apart and start eating all the foam in it. But you know where he started? Michigan State football.
Is that where he played?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, no,
Rock.
it was one of the coaches.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, The Rock played football at Miami.
Yeah, that's right. Tight end, I think,
Yeah.
wasn't
No, he was
No, he's a
the
defensive lineman.
defensive lineman.
Yeah, he was a
he? Who was the
defensive
tight end?
lineman.
I'm thinking there was a tight end that came out of Miami too.
Yeah, he played for the Giants. Shockley.
Jeremy Shockey.
Jeremy
No,
Shockey.
some guy I thought that was an actor too. Maybe I'm wrong.
There's a lot of people who've been to Miami, so I mean, I had to.
Hey, I want to
I did a
remind.
little research.
I want to remind people, check out our new website, the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. The Locker Room Billy Schwein. Andrew Leeds, the intern, did a magnificent job with it. We have the articles are all posted up there. Of course, you can watch. We're streaming every show on my YouTube channel. You just go to the website now, Scroll down, you'll see us on the YouTube channel. We have the photo gallery. Of course, we have advertisements up there. Check it out. Our intern did a great job. Real professional there, Andrew. Good job. All right, I want to remind people, for over 83 years, Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in southern Jersey. Just a stone throw away from Ocean City, it's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the locker room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's 609-927-2921. Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point. Tell them the locker room sent you. Folks, I'm here to tell you about Lavari's Seafood Bar and Grill, located on Route 50 at Tuckahoe Road in Petersburg, just 8 minutes over Ocean City's 34th Street Bridge. It's an old school bar. They got 18 big screen TVs, daily specials. They're open every day at 11 a.m., celebrating 15 years in business. Thursday night is wing night, $1 wings, $2.50 drafts, live music every Friday night. Give Dave Lavari a call. Book a private party, 609-628-2225. That's 609-628-2225. Ask for Dave Lavari. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room. Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday's show, we'll look back at the Phillies-Rangers series, the Sixers weekend, and we're getting closer to draft day. We'll be all over the birds. Football at 4 with Jeff Mocher. All that and more is coming up on Monday's edition of the Sports Bash.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 on 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's sports leader.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical, they're number one.
In order for small businesses to thrive, they need to be smart, efficient, agile, staying ahead of the market at every turn, and finding ways to do more with less. That's never been more important than it is right now. So for a limited time, Comcast Business is introducing Small Business Savings, a deal for companies across the country. When you call in now, you can get powerful internet for just $39 a month for 12 months. $39 a month with no annual contract and a money-back guarantee. All on the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses. The company that powers more businesses than anyone else. So if you're a small business owner, don't wait. Call and get started today. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Offer ends 4/4/23. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 50 megabits per second internet customers only. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Call or go online for details. After promo, regular rates apply.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN. 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northwood. I got my leg caught on my wire here, but I'm all straightened out now. 609-403-0973 is the text board. If you want to contribute to the show, we're streaming live on my YouTube channel. Go to my website, The Locker Room, Billy Schwein. Scroll down, and you can see us. Of course, at the bottom of the hour, we're going to have former Plymouth Whitmarsh star, Miami Hurricane, former 76er John Salmons.
First-round pick.
I love the picture they put on him when you hit the Wikipedia, him screaming at a ref.
And that's usually not like him. So if he's going to scream, it means he really thinks he's right.
So, Carlin, because I was friends with a few professional athletes, and having John on you coached him, and you coached the Plymouth Whitmarsh. When you have somebody that you know personally, and they make it to the pros,
and you follow them,
you
totally
take it personally, don't you?
Absolutely.
Like you, if there's criticism, whether it's unfair, and most of the times it is because they don't know the man.
They don't know him.
They don't know the man. Like we're tough to say. Let's just say Joel Embiid. We don't know
what
he does. The only people
off
that
the floor, in the locker room, on the plane. All
so
that
we could take bits and pieces of what we hear. Like he's not a great leader, but that Josh illustrated that could be the farthest thing from the truth. He could be a great leader. We don't know, right?
No one knows.
But when you're
part of the team.
But as your experiences with coaching John Salmons and you spoke very highly of him as a person.
Absolutely, better person than a player.
So you've traveled. You went to see him play.
Yeah, I've been down. Lori and I, senior year, we went down and saw him in Miami.
Right.
And we sat literally in the first row underneath the basket, right next to their bench. Like their team knew we were coming, like their coaching staff, so they rolled out the red carpet for us. And I remember, looking over to Lori at the halftime, saying, "We're going to see him next year in the NBA." And she knew he was good, but she was like, "You really think he can make it?" And I said, "Yeah, he's going to be in the NBA."
So you had him throughout high school. When did you know, like you said that he was being recruited his sophomore year?
Yeah.
But was he always a great talent?
He got better.
Year,
he literally is one of those guys you hear the coaches say he got better every year. So certain guys come in 10th grade and you say, this guy's Division I.
Right.
Like, you just know.
Right away.
Okay. You look at his dad. His dad's 6'8". He may only be 6'4", but he's going to start growing. When John came in, we knew he was a good player.
They got him at 6'7". Was he that way in 10th grade? His sophomore year? Or do you remember?
I would say he was probably about 6'4" and grew an inch, 6'5" to 6'6", and then college 6'7".
But you take it personally. Because, he averaged like 9.3 points per game, but then again, he was a defensive. He always got assigned the best offensive player on there.
He had to shut down the best player. And thinking about the timeline that he was playing at for that, think of the names. One night you're going up against Dwayne Wade as a guard. Next night you're playing LeBron James, 6'8". Next night, Kevin Durant. Next night, Chris Paul. He could play 1 through 4 positions. So it didn't matter if you were a point guard, shooting forward, power forward. That's what he matched up to, and his main job was to shut him down. That guy averages 25 points, try to get him to 15, 16. That was his. And then on top of that, he would rebound and throw assists.
I saw on Comcast, I don't know how long ago it was a thing about all the players that came out of the City League. Did you see that with Hank Gathers and
Gene Banks? You're going back to.
Yeah, they named everybody. there's a plethora of great basketball. There's great basketball in Philadelphia.
When you think about this, though, if you just go back to the year 2000 to now,
right?
Who's got a bigger name coming out of Philadelphia? Right now in the NBA, I think we have 3 Philadelphia guys playing.
Well,
none of them
Kobe Bryant's the biggest name of all.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Yes.
But
absolutely.
There's so many.
That was the year before John. And then John's year, there was a guy that came out of Rasheed Butler. They came out of Roman.
Rasheed Wallace.
Yeah. And Wallace came out. He was
Did
the
you
Gene
see
Banks
when you were coaching at Plymouth Whitmarsh, were you playing some of these teams?
Well, they came out of West Philly. We never played the public.
Never played the public?
No, but we would play them in tournaments.
Right.
Okay. If you played in Conshohocken had a huge high school tournament. But the best thing I can tell you about John is just imagine having a practice and your AD calls you and says, hey, Roy Williams is going to be sitting on practice today, or Bobby Knight's coming in.
You also told me that the coaches, they didn't ask you about his basketball prowess.
No, that's what I'm getting at. When they make the insertment to come to your gym, they already know he's good enough to play.
Right. They wouldn't even come there.
They want to come and they want to know about the player. And we were so just it took 30 seconds to shut him down.
Right.
But we'd be like, Coach, when you lay your bed on your bed at nighttime, you'll never have to worry about the phone ringing at 2:30, 3 o'clock. Right. Hey, we got a problem. Or you're never going to open up the morning paper. Hey, John was arrested, or John. We said that those don't ever worry about that. That's all they wanted to hear.
Right.
We never talked about anything else.
All right, real quick, because I'm really excited about having John Salmons on. Great get, Carlin. Real quick, I know you're not a hockey guy, but Josh, if you want to jump in here. The other night, the Flyers played against the Ottawa Senators and
lost in overtime.
They lost in overtime 5-4, but the game itself, I saw something. I was actually glued to that game, and I was very happy with the effort that the team gave, the young guys, the infusion of young guys to this team, Josh. And even though I've criticized Delorier, why would you pay a goon put a no trade clause into somebody? But last night or the other night, he was worth his weight in gold.
Well, a couple things there. One, what you left out there was the Flyers have won 4 straight games before the overtime loss, and the reason why you were glued in part was because these young guys that we were told for years, and I mean, if I had $1 for every time I heard, Morgan Frost was going to be a star,
right.
And then finally in the last couple of weeks, he's finally found himself.
That's 16 goals.
I literally had 2 different Flyers guys who covered a team tell me, just texting, Morgan Frost's best game was a couple games ago.
Yeah.
They've ever seen him play.
Cam York played well. Nick Sealer.
Owen Tippett, he's a guy who's coming
Kiefer
around.
Bellows, Brian Bellows' son.
And it's the idea that, this team, it's been a rough year, okay? And Tortorella has really maximized every ounce. Noah Cates never played center before he got to the NHL.
Yeah.
Tortorella's turned him into a guy that now guys like Steve Coates, who's retiring after this year, he asked the question, could he win the Selke Trophy one day? That's where this team has gone.
Well, but the thing is, you just hit on it, Josh, that Tortorella has this young team playing really well. They won 4 games in a row at the end of the season. What stands out to me, Josh, is the fact that this team, they're still mathematically in it, believe it or not, but they're not going to make the playoffs.
They're not in it.
All right, they're not going to. But he's got this team playing hard at the end of the season. But it doesn't matter.
And that's important.
Well, good. Guess what? But that's every sport. It's the end of the season. You know what he's looking at? Who's coming back next year?
Yep.
Right.
He's talking to those players, when they're in the locker room. Hey, guys, we got 5 games left, 10 games left, whatever it is. And he's saying, we're watching you inside out to know who's coming back next year.
To your point,
so those
Mike,
players are playing unbelievable.
Yeah,
they're playing
and
this
to your
day.
point, don't forget,
It
on
was
Thursday,
very entertaining, Josh.
Thursday, Tortorella is not on the bench.
No, he was up with
Tortorella
Briere.
was sitting with Briere in the box, evaluating the roster together. So that tells you where their mindset is. They're telling these guys, you're playing for next year.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I think I love personally the fact that the young guys are showing up. And a little bit of Flyers news that came out a little bit earlier today, which you touch on. Even though Carter Hart is not playing again tonight, Travis Konechny has been activated from the injured list.
And he's been out for what, 2 or 3 weeks now, 3-4 weeks.
Yeah. Now we don't know if he'll play tonight, but wouldn't it be good to get Travis some games in before the end of the year, get him some real-time reps before the end? Because he was having a good year before he got injured.
The game was entertaining. The guys were making nice, crisp passes. They were playing with fight, desire, and it felt fresh to me, Josh. It kept me glued. And I can honestly say that I haven't been glued to one Flyers game in the last 2 or 3 years, glued.
And it's because of Tortorella. I think Tortorella deserves credit for what he has done with these players, with this organization. I think he's breathed. He has breathed fresh air into this organization.
And by the way, Carlin, he made mention in one of his interviews talking about the players see the reaction the Phillies got, the reaction the Eagles get going to their respective championships. they're not. They see it. They
Oh, yeah.
want that. They want it. They want that adulation.
That's in their head every day.
Right?
Every day.
As a competitor, as an athlete, you want to have that parade down Broad Street. Right?
Because guess what the parade does? Puts more money in your pocket.
That's right.
And also, it puts more money in your pocket for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You know, Jason Kelsey, after that speech and after winning the Super Bowl, you walk on water here in this town.
But part of the reason why he can walk on water,
He goes to Seattle. He's like, they love him.
They do. But you know what? It's a little more than that because he can walk on water and he doesn't expect handouts. Like he goes to local businesses and tells them, don't give me a freebie. I'm paying for it. But, you know, if you want to listen, let's take a picture together outside your business. You know, let me talk about your business on my podcast. Like he does the things that makes him so revered because people love him. And so he says, hey, if you love me, come support this charity. Hey, if you love me, come support this business. So it's, you know, he doesn't expect a handout. I think that's what the Philly fan loves even more about him is that he's still a blue collar guy.
And by the way, TK's been out since February 20th, so it's good to have him back in just for the last couple games. Because like Carlin, when all four teams, like you, it's good for business.
Absolutely.
Like you saw, look at every when we were yesterday throughout the season, how the place was packed.
Buying shirts. You had women, you had sports people out there that really aren't into it,
right?
But they're walking around with Phillies
singing a fight song.
Yeah. Hey, you know what just hit me before John comes on?
Yeah.
Do you know where he was going to go if he didn't go to Miami?
Where?
UConn.
And
they play tonight.
How about you? Well, we'll get on to the other side. We'll have
just hit me.
Yeah. I want to remind people for over 83 years, Circle Liquor Stores offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. Just a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the locker room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921 if you have any questions. 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point. Tell them the locker room sent you. There's a new wind blowing at Maserati, the main line. The all-new Maserati Gregale midsize SUV has officially arrived. Stop by Maserati, the main line, located in Devon, PA, just minutes away from Center City, Philadelphia, to experience it for yourself. Class-leading space, advanced driving, and technology features, the Gregale makes every journey a thrilling experience. From your daily commute to weekend road trips, the Maserati Gregale elevates every moment in something truly special. Test drive the all-new Gregale for yourself and experience how it makes every day exceptional. Visit them online at motml.com. That's 484-804-4000. Ask for Michael Pileggi to test drive your Gregale today. All right, when we return, we'll talk with John Salmons. You're listening to The Locker with Billy Schwein and Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN Radio.
Seager swings and drives the ball to center field. It is gone.
We kick off the season in Arlington, Texas, where Corey Seager and the Rangers welcome Trey Turner and the Philadelphia Phillies.
Trey Turner, two-run home run.
The Rangers and Phillies on Sunday Night Baseball.
This is the play-by-play home of Sunday Night Baseball, exclusively on 97.3 ESPN FM.
Coverage begins at 7 p.m.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free Train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call and again and again. Call and again and again.
hundreds of Volkswagens in stock and on sale. Hundreds of Mitsubishis, even 100 electric Bintelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group. And not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus. $500 off just for showing up in a team jersey, hat, socks, whatever. How easy is that? New or used, Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry. On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Attention all homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? It's time to replace. Fog between the glass. Time to replace. Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's definitely time to replace. If you've put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen, the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. And right now, you can save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. Just text PLACE to 200-300 for your free consultation on top-quality affordable windows or patio doors for $0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for a year. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text PLACE to 200-300 right now. Text the word PLACE to 200-300. Don't wait. Text PLACE to 200-300.
Now, more of The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Mike Carlin right here in The Locker Room. And, Mike, you were a coach at Plymouth Whitmarsh, basketball coach. You're my basketball guru. And when you told me about our guest, obviously Google him, read him, and 14-year NBA career, went to Plymouth Whitmarsh where you coached them, right?
Help him out,
University of Miami.
Yep.
And what really
4-year starter.
What really intrigued me, you talked about the man more than you talked about the athlete, which is a credit to him.
He's unbelievable.
Phenomenal guy.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline, and welcome into the locker room former 76er, 14-year NBA career, John Salmons. Good morning, John.
Good morning. Morning. How you doing?
Hey, John, I got to tell you, your coach, your former coach is in here singing the praises of John Salmon, man. He loves you.
I appreciate that.
Hey, John, real quick, before we get into your time at Plymouth Whitmarsh and at the Miami, what was it like playing for the Sixers, your hometown team? That had to be pretty cool when you knew you were going to the Sixers.
Yeah, it was literally a dream to come true. I grew up watching Barkley play. I was a huge Charles Barkley fan, and just a fan. And when it came down to the draft, I actually got drafted by the Spurs, but that same night I got traded to the Sixers. So when that trade went down, it was like a shock to me, my fan, everybody. It was just like crazy.
Hey, John. So you're our guest, and the focus is on you. But before we get started with the interview, tell me, what kind of coach was Mike Carlin?
Coach Carlin was great. That whole coaching staff was great. That whole coaching staff. It's still, to this day, all these years later, I always tell them it's my favorite coaching staff. Even college, NBA.
That's very, very nice. Very nice. Hey, John. Mike told us that when you were getting recruited out of Plymouth Whitmarsh, you had your kind of mind made up that you were going to go to UConn. And Mike says, you got to go down and check out Miami. And he was telling us that story. So you fly down there, first time you're ever on a plane. Tell us about that experience when you leave Plymouth Whitmarsh and you go to visit the U.
I mean, it was like, what is this? Like, it was like coming from, cold, snowy Philly to, palm trees and everything else down Miami, it was like, how can I pass this up? it was like heaven going down there. So it was like once I got down there and I met the coaches in person, I met all the players that was on the team at the time. It was a no-brainer to me. It was like I didn't want to leave then. Like I wanted to stay down there. So it was a no-brainer.
Hey, John, down in Miami, the nightlife and the weather and a lot of distractions. How hard is it to play a big time program in a location like the U?
It can be difficult if you let it be difficult. But I was, for the most part, I'm not claiming to be a fire boy or anything like that. But for the most part, I knew my goals to make to the NBA. So I stayed focused for the most part. But it is a lot of distractions, and you definitely can be distracted down there and lose focus quick. That was one of the at the time when I was there, we didn't have an on-campus arena, so we played at the old was American Airlines Arena where the Miami Heat used to play.
Yes.
And because first of all, it was a huge arena, it held like 20,000, so we wasn't going to pack a 20,000 people arena anyway, but in Miami, it's always something to do. Like just standing outside because of the weather, you can find something to do. So we didn't get that many fans back when I was in school because it was always something else to do. It was all the students or the fans was always had options to do something else. So that's how distracting it is in Miami.
Well, John, it's Mike. It's Coach Mike.
How you doing, Coach?
So listen, I was telling these guys all week when we were talking about having you, and I was like, just don't think of him as a basketball player. Think of him truly the kind of person that I know you are. Whether it's being affiliated with Fellowship of Christian Athletes and helping out. I said just sometimes people are quiet. Doesn't mean you're quiet to the point where there's something wrong with you, kind of thing. Like
right.
the media can get involved. And, he's quiet. He must be something wrong. You can be quiet in a good way, and John has proven that his whole life. And now being a family man the way you are, but like coming out of high school, Billy, Player of the Year, Philadelphia Inquirer.
Right.
Think of all the kids that come out of Philadelphia in that area. He's Player of the Year.
Yeah.
You go down to Miami for 4 years. You start in like 107 consecutive starts. Doesn't get hurt. Doesn't get in trouble where the coach says, hey, we're taking you, you're not playing the next game. Right. You never have to worry about any of that kind of stuff. And then he comes out of the school with, he's the first player in school history to have over 1,000 points, over, in rebounds, 687, 400 assists, 150 steals. You talk about an all-around player. That's what got him to the next level in the NBA. But the biggest thing that this doesn't talk about is who he had to play night in, night out.
Yeah, Mike was telling me, John, that you went up against the NBA's elite. You went up against every other team's best player.
Yeah, that's how I saw my freshman year. I quickly realized the way I'm gonna get on the court is defensively. So I always took the challenge to guard the best player, the best perimeter player on the other team. And early on in my career, that's how I got on the court. That's how I stayed on the court. So I learned that. And the whole rest of my career, that's always been my staple to get on the court. And then from there, you start to, get more comfortable offensively and you start to do your thing offensively. But my goal was always to be the best defender and guard the best player on the opposite team.
We're talking with John Salmons, former 76er, went to Plymouth Whitmarsh and the University of Miami. Your team is in the Final Four.
Playing against the team he thought he was going to go to, UConn. Think about it.
I'm actually in Houston right now. We're down here with a bunch of friends, and we are getting ready to a little later go down to the game.
Hey, John, let me ask you this question. Mike and I were throughout the show, and Josh, we're talking about leadership. there's people that lead by example. There's people that, vocal leaders. Where were you? Where did you stand?
Early on, I led by example. That was, that was who I was. Like, I always took pride in, being the first guy there, last guy to leave, playing hard, doing the right thing. One thing, Coach Brown, Larry Brown used to preach. He was my coach my rookie year. Was play the right way. Play the right way. He preached that every day, and I took pride in that. And I tried to lead by example that way. But later on in my career, the older I got and the younger the NBA got, I realized I had to, do a little bit more than that and be more of a vocal leader in the locker room. And later in my career, I became more of a vocal leader.
That's beautiful. Hey, John, you talked about, night in, night out playing against the best. If you had, and it sometimes is a hard question, but think about it. Was there a player out there that you knew you were going against that you knew that this is going to be a really hard night for me tonight? Like trying to shut him down scoring wise.
In the NBA, that's every night.
Okay. See, that's what I want. That's what I want the people to hear. Right. Exactly that.
I mean, of course, it's different levels to it. Like, so this is the thing. Like, say, like a lot of times you might have a back-to-back. You might play Miami, and then the next night you fly, or after the game you fly. After the game you fly to Orlando and you play the Magic the very next night. Now, it's no disrespect to whoever I'm guarding on the Magic, but whoever I'm guarding on the Magic, it becomes drastically more easier after I just played against LeBron the night before.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But, every night, somebody can give you 30 on the opposite team.
Right. That's why they call it the NBA. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, John, let me ask you.
When I came in the league, it was very wing driven. Like when I first got in the league, I'm guarding the Kobe.
Did we lose him?
Did we drop him?
Talk.
So, I mean, he played against the best in the NBA.
Yeah.
So he's basically saying it's tough to go back to back.
Yeah. Well, like you said, and what we talked about, one night you're playing against Kobe, one night you're playing against LeBron. It just keeps going.
You know what I want to ask you if we get him back? I don't know. We got a few minutes left, but he was a standout at Plymouth Whitmarsh. The competition, obviously, each level you go up gets a lot.
Yeah,
it increases.
We knew that he was going to be good his senior year. We changed our whole schedule for like our non-league games.
Right.
We were traveling. We were playing St. Patrick's in North Jersey up at Lehigh.
Right.
Our athletic director came and said, listen, we can't play our regular teams. We're going to be blowing them out by 40, 50 points. We played the best. You're the best in Delaware, we'll play it. You're best in Jersey, we play it. And that's what we did.
I like, when you look at statistics, you get people that have they play 32 minutes, 34.
Mm-hmm.
Did he play the whole?
Never came out.
He never came out.
Never came out. No.
So when you get to the
Never
NBA
got hurt.
and you're the level of competition is the best in the world, that's got to take it out of you. I mean, we criticize Joel Embiid, for missing back-to-back games, how the NBA is becoming the guys didn't do Michael Jordan didn't do that.
No, back in John's days. And
I bet you John didn't even do that. He played every single day.
Yeah. No.
You look at his stats, but it's not easy.
It's not easy at all. He would have
you
told
look
you
at
that.
Joel Embiid, 7'2". He's almost he's like a prototypical basketball player. He can dribble up. He's like a guard sometimes, right? He's at the top of the key draining threes.
He'll come over. He'll start the break.
And it's not just him. There's other guys.
The senior get the center, get the rebound,
right,
get it to the guard, and follow. Now he just gets it and he goes. If he sees an open, he takes it right down, and he has no problem pulling up, shooting a three.
Well, I don't know if we're going to be able to get John back, but I'll tell you what, it was really great get. It was good to hear from him.
He's in Houston. He's at the game.
He's at the game, and we had him on there in the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline with John Salmons. 14-year NBA career, nothing to laugh at. I mean, Embiid's already missed 14 games this year. which is less than he's ever missed.
That's actually a good year.
Right? Because if he's going to win the MVP, he's got to play a certain amount of games, right? You can't win an MVP with playing 60
Well,
games.
they just came out with the new rule starting next year. You got to play at least 65 games.
Is it 65?
Yeah, that's the number that they just signed off on. But yeah, and ending with John. John was just a great guy, still to this day. I mean, I'll see him in 2 weeks. We have a reunion coming up again. But he's a Christian. He takes it very seriously. And I was going to end it with which I know what his Bible verse is that he just lives by, and it's Romans. And I wanted to ask him so he knew that everybody else would know what kind of person he is. So
Well,
I'll say it for him.
that's the true mark of a great character person. When the coach, you speak very highly of him. But when other coaches come in recruiting him and they ask you about the man, and that's what they want.
Yeah, they don't want problems.
Yeah.
They want someone that's going to show up with no problems.
Bill Walton won the MVP with the least amount of number of games played. He missed 12 when he won. So Embiid's already 14? You said
14. He's going to win it this year, though.
But I want the championship.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great that he gets the MVP, but we can do both.
Yeah. I think John's phone must have died because I didn't even get a text there saying, hey, there's problems or anything. So I have a feeling his phone died. So
do you
that's
believe,
okay, John.
It's all right. Hey, do you believe it when Embiid says he doesn't care about winning MVP?
No. I don't
You
believe that.
know he wants to win it.
Yeah, of course. Every player does.
Right. He says, I don't
Yeah,
care.
that's a
I
legacy
don't
thing.
care. It's all about the playoffs. I don't care if I win it or not.
But he's
is
saying
what he
what's
said.
right and what the team is saying him to say, and what his agent, there's PR people are telling him to say. It's all about the team. But does he want to win? Of course he does.
All right.
Just can't come off like that.
But I like the people to be like candid.
Mm-hmm.
We get that out of Embiid, right? Or
I think
he
so.
uses the Twitter. The players are on Twitter now,
Oh,
so
man.
you know exactly
when
what
all
they're
that
thinking.
stuff was happening with Simmons and Harden.
Right.
He didn't hold back.
No.
He said what needed to be said.
All right. Great get today. I'm sorry that John's phone's zotzed out, but he's down in Texas, getting ready to go to the game. So he's going to be pretty enjoying that. It's pretty cool when your alma mater is playing for the championship,
Yeah.
All right. For 83 years, Circle Liquor has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. A stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the locker room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need for having a successful party. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's 609-927-2921. Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point, New Jersey. Tell them the locker room sent you. Just about everybody on our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that's run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. Were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give him a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker with Billy Schwein and Mike Carlin right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's the Final Four today, exclusively on 97.3 ESPN FM.
UConn will play Miami. Florida Atlantic will play San Diego State.
Who will cut down the nets this season? Keep it locked to 97.3 ESPN to find out.
Houston's got 4 teams coming that few expected.
Listen to the NCAA tournament, brought to you by
Calvi Electric and Progressive Fence and Rail.
Only on 97.3 ESPN.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition.
and talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Every piece of land has a story. The Upshaw's right there's with a John Deere 1 Series tractor they call Penny.
When your project comes up, you have to just jump in and figure out what is it going to take.
From front loader to backhoe, the Upshaws have the tools to DIY all day long. Run with us on a 1 Series tractor and start telling your story. Get a 1 Series tractor starting at $134 per month at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2315.
Now, back by popular demand from New Jersey Lottery fans, it's the Green Ball.
Hi, yes, I'm rested, back in shape, and ready to help my Jersey Cash 5 players.
Greenball, is it true you give players a free second chance to win up to $50,000?
That's how I roll. When you see me in the game, that means a second drawing and another chance to win.
Only through April 2nd, look out for the Green Ball and Jersey Cash 5. Must be 18 or older to buy a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. For game odds and promotion details, visit njlottery.com/JC5.
Breaking news.
Tax refund shock is everywhere, but what is it?
My tax refund shrank.
Mine too. The culprit? Pandemic-related stimulus payments and tax credits expiring. In this reporter's opinion, you need a tax expert.
Hey guys, Jackson Hewitt guarantees your biggest refund.
And tax prep is 50% off? Going there now.
50% off is a limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
Hi, honey. Happy first day back at work. Can't wait to see you tonight. We are so proud of you.
Daddy, love you.
There are many reasons to start recovery. If you or someone you love is struggling with addiction, we are here to help. Call us. Our trained counselors are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to help. Your recovery is within reach. Call 844-REACH-NJ to learn about medication that can support your recovery.
The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, Mike Carlin, intern Andrew Leeds. Where's my police? Josh Henning. 97.3 ESPN. Great show today, Carlin. Great day. Yeah. So, how many games did you guys play with Plymouth Whitmarsh? What would say an average?
His senior year, we were 33-3.
33-3.
We were the fourth rated team in USA Today for the whole country.
Wow.
We were the number one team on the East Coast.
Remember when USA Today paper? Are they still even printing that?
Yeah,
USA
that's
Today?
what it was. It was a USA back.
They
I don't
have
think
all
I've never seen it since.
No, Billy's thing is it actually on newsstands anymore?
Yeah, I haven't seen it USA in a long time.
But they used to do all that because I know when my junior college was ranked number 14 in the state or in the country.
Yeah.
Leeds
Yeah,
McRae Junior College.
they used to do football like Division I, Division II. They were saying.
Junior
So the
college,
funniest thing is we were in a basketball tournament at Christmas time, and we matched up against this team from Kentucky. I want to say we weren't an all-black team, but we were a dark color, whatever you want to call it. We're playing the team from Kentucky.
Right.
They all came out 6'2", white, all the same size.
Right.
And we were like, we have 6'10", 6. I said, how are this team playing us? You know, usually they match you up against. I never saw a team that never missed a shot. Okay. That's how we lost one of our 3 games.
Right.
Yeah. At halftime, we were like, hey guys, we got to get,
they just didn't miss.
Yeah. They were like, coach, we're doing everything we can. They're just not like the first half. They would be like 19 for 22. I mean, it was just unbelievable.
All right. Tomorrow on the program, we go back on the mound with Tommy Green, brought to you by the John R. Elliott campaign for designated drivers. Tommy Green will be with us each and every Sunday throughout the excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze. Throughout the Sunday, throughout the baseball season on Sundays. Tommy Green. Now they have
great insight.
Yeah, he's just there's
year,
another
he
great
really
guy.
good. Yeah.
All right, Carlin, we covered everything. So you like UConn tonight?
Like UConn tonight and San Diego State. And then if I think the winner of the UConn,
like
Miami,
Josh said, I don't really like. I
know, but the winner of the UConn Miami wins it all in my mind. Doesn't matter, but I think UConn.
Zach Wheeler on the hill. Did the starting lineup come out yet, Josh, for the Phils today?
Double check.
Double check.
I haven't seen it.
I have that app on my phone, I usually get a text. It'll pop up.
Doesn't it come out like 3 hours before, like 4 o'clock game? It will come out at 1.
Does it come out at 1?
I thought I read it once.
Rob Thompson will be available for the media in the dugout at 1 o'clock Central, 12 o'clock Eastern. So maybe it'll come out after Thompson meets with the media.
And then, of course, tomorrow we're going to be talking with Hannah Hidalgo.
Hidalgo. Billy, remember Richard Hidalgo played for the Houston Astros?
Hidalgo. Why can't I?
You ever watch the movie Hidalgo with the guy who rides the horse across?
You know, there's certain names that you just can't say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I still can't say Giannis Antetokounmpo. How do you say that, Josh?
Some of the easiest ones.
You know, how about have they one, Josh? You say volley, bully, volley, vaitai.
Volley, puli, vati, vaitai.
All right, great show today.
Good show.
We hope the sportsbook Consigliere gets well. We missed him today, but he'll be back with us next Saturday. Tomorrow we'll be back at it. It's the youth movement. Danny Ryan and the intern Andrew leads. Of course, we have Tommy Green and of course Hannah Hidalgo. So
let's see where the Sixers
thanks
are next week.
Yeah, thanks for making the locker room part of your Saturday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. See you tomorrow.
The preceding program was paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
Here's what you missed on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
The epitome of winning, the epitome of toughness, the epitome of the best ever. MJ. Charles Barkley criticized MJ. MJ hasn't talked to Charles Barkley ass since. So, I'm sorry, what generation was MJ from? This is how players live. We're built this way. Get out of here with that. Let's stop acting like players weren't always sensitive. The greatest player of all time, the toughest guy, the most mentally strong, is sensitive towards Charles Barkley, saying he's a horrible GM and owner. Get out of here, Chuck, on that. And I love Chuck as my dude. It's not a generational thing. It's just the way it is.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Weekday mornings at 6 on 97.3 ESPN. Brought to you by
Ocean Casino. Get your game on at the Gallery, Bar, Book, and Games in Ocean.